guys, welcome back. Today's spotlight is on Hubble the squid, one of my most popular patterns of all time, rivaled probably only by Apollo the octopus and Shuttle the shongololo. Today I'm giving this fan favorite a little Valentine makeover. I'm just swapping his eyes for hearts, so if you're already familiar with Hubble, this version is just as quick and easy as the original. It only takes about 2 hours, so if you're looking for a DIY Valentine's gift and you don't have a lot of time or you want to make multiples, this one's for you. I'm not going to drag this video out for ages by describing the steps in every single round because the pattern is available as a free PDF. You just need to download it. The link is in the description, so go grab your copy. In this demo, I'm going to be describing it in a recipe kind of format, so you can pause between the steps or just follow along in the PDF when you make your Valentine Hubble. Are you ready? Let's begin. We're going to start off by making the squid first and then making the hearts. The squid pattern begins with making the legs, and it's as easy as making a chain of 32 and then starting in the third chain from your hook you work a half double crochet in each stitch, and I'm talking in US crochet terminology. So you work a half double crochet in each stitch, and when you get to the end of the chain you work 4 half double crochets in the last chain. Then you just work down the other side of the chain, making a half double crochet in each chain until the end. When you get to the end, you chain 1 and tie off. You will need to weave in the loose end on each leg and each tentacle. You can do that at any point. I did mine right at the end when I was assembling my model. To make the body, it's as easy as starting with 4 single crochets in a magic ring, and then you continue working in the round. For the next several rounds you're going to be increasing. You're going to work 2 increases right at the beginning of the round, so you're going to increase in your first 2 stitches, and then when you reach the halfway point of your round you're going to work 2 increases again. When you get to round 6 you'll just work a straight round. Then for round 7 to 11 you're just going to work a decrease on either side where the increases were. Then for round 12 to 17 you're going to do the same thing, but on each alternating round you're just going to work a straight round with no decreases. Round 18 to 23 are just straight rounds with no increases or decreases. On round 24 you're going to decrease uniformly by 4 stitches, and to do that you'll work 1 decrease and then 5 single crochets and repeat that 4 times. For round 24 you're just going to work a straight round of slip stitches, and as you work them pay attention to how the stitches look, because your slip stitches are kind of going to stack on top of the single crochets of the previous round. So if you look at the row directly from the top, you'll kind of see a stack of loops, and the loops on the very back, as in the inner rim of Hubble's body, those loops you're going to work into in the next round. So then for round 26 you work into those loops and it's just a straight round. And then round 27 to 30 are also just straight rounds. For round 31, all you're going to do is flatten Hubble's body so that the increases and decreases lay along the edges, and then work single crochets up until you reach the side of Hubble's body. You'll notice at this point that in the original pattern you'll be instructed to attach the eyes, but we aren't attaching the eyes, we're doing hearts. So I sewed my hearts on right at the end after I had completely finished Hubble's body. To attach the legs, you turn the body upside down, then you place a leg on top of the body with the wrong side facing up, so that the first and last stitch of the leg lay on top of the next stitches of the body. Then you're just going to crochet through both layers at once, meaning going into the leg and into the body at the same time. You work into the next 3 stitches of the body and into the 3 spaces of the leg to work 3 single crochets to attach the leg. You repeat that on each leg, working 3 single crochets to attach each one until you've used up all the legs, and you will also be using up all the stitches of the body at the same time. That was round 31. So for round 32 you're going to decrease evenly by 6 stitches. You just work 2 single crochets and then a decrease. Repeat that 6 times, then stuff the body and keep it quite soft. I like to keep the very tip of his head completely empty and then I just stuff the rest of it very softly, so it's a very flat amigurumi. For round 33, it's time to attach the tentacles, which are the two remaining longer ones. The important thing to focus on in round 33 is that the tentacles should be front and center. So again, you're going to use 3 stitches to join them by the exact same method as you did with the legs. Just make sure that they are in the front, and then you're going to work 4 decreases around the back of the body, and the rest of the stitches are just going to be normal single crochets. So you can distribute those stitches as needed in order to get the tentacles at the front in the center and have the decreases across the back. For round 34, you just work 7 decreases and then tie off. Then all you need to do is sew that last little round closed and weave in your loose end. Now it's time to do the eyes. For the first round, I just worked 6 single crochets in a magic ring, and then I closed the round with a slip stitch. Then I worked a chain 2, and starting in my first single crochet of the previous round, I worked 2 double crochets and 1 half double crochet all into the same stitch. Then I worked 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches, chain 1, and then 1 single crochet into the next 2 stitches again. Into the very last stitch, I worked 1 half double crochet and then 2 double crochets. Then I chained 2 and worked a slip stitch all into the very last stitch of the round. Then I tied off, leaving a 25 centimeter sewing thread on each heart. Pinch the bottom of the heart to make a sharp point and shape it neatly. Then you can attach it to the face with a gap of 2 stitches between the hearts at the narrowest point between them. You'll notice in the original pattern that Hubble's tentacles and legs are kind of floppy, and in the new Valentine's version they're all coily. When I originally designed Hubble the squid, he had coily tentacles, but then when I wrote the pattern, the yarn that I was using just came out floppy. So that's how he looked in the pattern, and I did put a note in the pattern to say that you could get coily tentacles by using different tools. So you'll see in the Valentine's version I've listed the actual tools and material that I used so that you can get the same effect. This smaller squid is made using weight 3 yarn, and then I used weight 2 yarn for the eyes. So if you don't want to use 2 different weights of yarn, you don't have to. This one is made using only weight 3 yarn. I doubled up on the yarn, meaning that I crocheted using 2 strands at the same time. And then for the eyes, all you do is use a single strand instead of double stranding, and that will give you the correct proportions. You can use any hook and any yarn that you're comfortable with for the body, keeping in mind that if you want your tentacles and legs to coil, it does need to be worked quite tightly, and the stiffer your yarn is, the better. Hubble the squid works up in about 2 hours and uses roughly 70 to 100 grams of yarn, depending on what kind of option you're going for. This bigger version with the double stranding used about 100 grams, and the original Hubble in the original pattern used around 70 grams. It felt really weird in 2024 looking back at this old pattern of mine and seeing how different it was to the newer ones. I didn't have a whole lot of time to reinvent the wheel, but I did give Hubble's original pattern a little bit of a cosmetic makeover. So if you already have the pattern and you have the old version, I would recommend just downloading the new one so that you have the latest copy. And that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me today and crocheting your own Valentine version of Hubble the squid. If you make this project, please let me know. I would love to see your photos, and please tag me on social media so I can see them. And then I wanted to let you know what's coming up next, because I am currently collaborating with Hobbii yarn. I've designed a reversible amigurumi for them, and that's going to be launching as a mystery crochet-along soonish. In preparation for the crochet-along, I'm going to be posting some short videos that are like little mini tutorials just demonstrating the techniques that I'm using on this amigurumi so that you can practice them and prepare yourself for the crochet-along. Make sure you are subscribed so that you don't miss those mini tutorials, and I'll also be sharing more information about the crochet-along on my Instagram and my website. So you can follow me on Instagram, or you can join my mailing list to make sure you are fully in the loop. The link is in the description. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.